Hi everybody, welcome back. So this is a full body flow concentrating on twists. So you will need a prop for this class, which is just a rolled up blanket. So go get your props, roll out your mat, and I'll meet you back here. Bye. Welcome back. So let's start it seated. Let's just get our hands on our knees and we'll just shut our eyes down just for a few moments. Come into our breath. Just taking some even inhalations. Feeling the belly rise. And some exhalations. Then dropping the chin to the chest, allowing the head just to go from one side to the other, just to get a little gentle stretch in the back of the neck. Then take the chin to the left and just gently place your right hand on top and just allow a little bit of pressure just to get that little bit of extra stretch at the back of the neck. Then release that hand, take the chin to the right and take the left hand and just place that little bit of pressure. You can slightly look up to get a different stretch. You can even play with this a bit. Feeling that stretch down the right side of the neck. Then come back to center. Just looking down, feeling a full stretch on both sides. I encourage you to take nice deep breaths. Then blink the eyes open, bring the head back up, and we'll just inhale our hands up. And then exhale, twist to one side. Take an inhale to extend, and exhale to deepen slightly. Twisting from the torso, having the hips facing forward. Then inhale back to center. Look up if that's available. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale to extend. Exhale, just twist that little bit more, only to where you need to go. Don't force anything, just take it nice and gently. Inhale back up. And exhale, bring the hands behind and just bring the feet out in front, just at hip distance apart. And we're just going to drop the knees to one side. Inhale back up. Exhale, dropping them to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, take it to the side. So we're just going side to side, just creating some movement in our spine. And coming back up, and this time just leave the legs there and just come down onto the elbows. You can either stay here or you can just drop yourself all the way down and take your hands out to a T. So you're in a nice spinal twist. You can look to the side or look up. Take some nice deep breaths into this. And from here we're going to just take those knees all the way across to the other side, allow them to drop, and then take the gaze to the opposite side. Deep breathing. Then bring the knees back up to center. Take yourself over to one side so that you give yourself support as you come up with your hands. Come back to the bent knees, hands behind. I'm just going to turn so that you can see where my hands are. We're just going to do that figure 4 pigeon pose, seated pigeon or upright pigeon. So take the right ankle on top of the left knee, and the further you walk your body to your knee, the deeper the stretch is. So you can have your foot as far apart from your thigh, your bottom thigh, or if you want to make it a deeper stretch, you bring that foot closer to your bottom. So, and just make sure that that top foot is flexed. So this is a stretch for our outer right hip. Hands can be slightly bent if you're finding that's not comfortable having them straight, but keeping the spine nice and straight. So just hold here. This is a seated pigeon pose. Then release, switch sides. So start with your feet quite wide, a nice wide gap from the feet to your bottom. First, take the left ankle on top and then just walk that foot up to where you find you're getting that nice stretch. Might be slightly different on one side to the other, so you mightn't find that you get that foot up as far. A little bit tighter on this side for me. And you can sort of like create some movement, just rock a little bit side to side, or you can just stay nice and still, whatever feels good for you. This is just, you know, sort of like we're just warming into getting the muscles open, getting them warmed up a little bit. And release, and just bring yourself over onto your hands and knees into your tabletop position. So we're just going to do a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So let's just drop the belly first as we inhale and look slightly up, and then exhale, round the spine, really bringing that belly towards the spine. So really engage the belly. Inhale, looking up, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine. So keep going, just at your own pace. And just complete one more round. Then come back to center. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, thread it through the gap for your thread the needle, bringing the left ear down and the right shoulder down. So you can walk those fingertips towards the top of the mat, the left fingertips, to create a
deeper stretch, or you can just rest your elbow down, whichever feels good for you. And if you have got your left hand extended, bring it back close to your face, push into that left hand, and as you inhale, reach that right hand back up to the sky, and exhale, bring it down. So we'll go to the other side. So inhale the left hand up, exhale, take it through. So your choice, you can walk those fingertips up and have your right hand extended, or you can just let it rest. Just check in with your hips, make sure that you've not got one hip leaning towards one side. They're both facing forward, both even. And if you have got that right hand extended, walk it back, push into the hand, inhale, reach up to the ceiling again, exhale, come down. Now, we're just going to stretch out our calf. So just stretch the right leg back and push into the heel so that you're feeling a nice stretch in that calf muscle of the right foot, right leg. And then I want you to inhale that right leg up and just take it over to the opposite side of the mat, so the left side of the mat. And then bump your hips out and just look back towards that right foot. So you're sort of getting a stretch all the way down the right side of that body. A little bit of a twist as well. And then come back to your tabletop. We'll go to the other side. So stretching the left calf, so stretch through to the left heel. And taking that left leg up behind you, taking it over to the right side, bump the left hips out and look back towards that left foot. Inhale that foot back, exhale back to tabletop. Let's just take our knees as wide as the mat and just sit back into a child's pose. Extend the fingers out. Take an inhale first, and then exhale. Really stretch it out with the fingertips, bringing that forehead down to the mat. If you have got your block, you can rest the forehead on the block if you're feeling the mat's too far away. Then walk the hands back a little bit. We're going to go into our first downward dog. So make sure that those fingers are spread nice and evenly and that you push into the first finger on the knuckles, tuck the toes and just come up. Now as this is our first downward dog, let's just keep those knees nice and bent. We don't have to have them straight. Just keep them nice and bent and just really push into that knuckle area of the hand. Extend the shoulders so that they come down by the ears and just let that head hang down nice and gently. So we're just easing into our downward dog. Take some nice deep breaths as you're here. only stay here for as long as you need to. If I'm here for too long, you can always drop your knees. You don't have to stay as long as I do. And then we're going to look up towards our hands, and we're going to bring our right leg up between our hands, drop our back knee down so that we're in a runner's lunge. So coming up on your fingertips, really squeeze both of the inner thighs in together and just extend through your chest. So we're up on the fingertips, holding here. Now let's take that back knee up so that we're really putting more strength into our front leg. Now the trick here is that we squeeze the two inner thighs together. Keep extending through the chest. Really feeling a lot of strength in our front right leg. Now I want you to drop the back left knee down and come up into a low lunge. Again, squeezing those inner thighs together. So that really makes a difference in your low lunge. Then bring your hands as you exhale to prayer and take your left elbow across for a little twist. So across to the right, outer right knee. So we're going to inhale first. And as we exhale, take it across and squeeze the two hands together so that you're feeling the upper part of your torso twisting. So it's like sort of like a rinsing action of the upper part of the torso. Holding here. Now this is where we're going to have an advanced version. If you're not ready for the advanced version, I just want you to stay here. If you are ready for a little bit of a challenge, lift the back knee and come up into a high twisted lunge. Now wherever you are, we're going to step our 2 feet together. So we'll turn out of our lunge first. Exhale, bring the fingertips down and step to the top of the mat with your big toes and your knees squeezing together, and come up. Inhale into your chair pose. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, just sit that little bit deeper. Inhale again. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to do a twist with this. So take an inhale to prepare. And exhale. Again, taking that left elbow over the top of the right knee. Now you can open up if that's easier, but I sort of find just twisting and squeezing the hands together is easier. Just check that both knees are even. And then inhale to come back to center. Exhale to fold. And then place the hands either side of the feet. Step back in to your downward dog again. You can have your knees bent. Maybe you're feeling a bit warmer and you want to pedal out your feet. We'll just take a few breaths here. That was quite an intense little sequence of poses. So just breathe into your downward dog and slow the breathing back down, slow the heart rate back down. And then we'll go to the other side. So from here, take the left leg to the top in between the hands. Drop the right knee down, and we'll just come up on our fingertips first for a low lunge supported by our back knee. So extend the chest towards that front knee. Now if you want to deepen this lunge, lift that back knee up, and again, come up on the fingertips, squeeze the inner thighs together to create the strength in the legs and support for your lower back. Then drop the back knee, squeeze those inner thighs, come up into your low lunge. Hello, inner thighs. Really squeezing. Then you can stay here. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale. And then exhale, take your twist to the other side. So squeezing the hands together. So I have got my back toes tucked, which gives me a lot more support. Now if you fall out, don't worry, just come back in. Inhale first. And as you exhale, you can lift that back knee. Holding here. And we're all going to, wherever we are, face the front. So inhale first. Exhale, release the twist, bring the fingertips down. Then inhale. And then exhale, step the 2 feet, big toes together. Bend the knees as we exhale, then inhale. Come up in your chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. And then inhale again to prepare. And exhale, go into your chair twist. So hands are in prayer or open. Then inhale, come out. Exhale, fold. And then step back into your downward facing dog again. After that sequence, slow down your breath. Slow down the heart rate. Drop the knees. And we're just going to go into a child's pose. We're going to let our hands come either side of the body. And just go into more of a passive child's pose. Then slowly come up as you inhale. Grab your blanket and just place it just somewhere in the middle of the mat. Now, this is where this is going to be coming underneath your hips when you go into your pigeon pose. So you can just get into this either from downward dog, or if you just want to come forward and you just bring the knee over and just sit back with the blanket propped up under your hips. So either that, or if you come from downward dog, just bring the knee to the chest, take it over and just sit back. So just look behind, make sure that your leg is nice and straight and in line. I'm just going to take an inhale and come up on our fingertips first, just to stretch out the front of our body and have a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, coming down to your forearms.
Now, actually, let's leave our right hand up and we're just going to bring our left forearm down and just grab hold of the right knee. So this is where we're creating a little bit of a twist. So as you hold that knee, you push up on that right hand and pull that right knee with the left hand. So you will feel a really nice twist of the spine and also the belly. And having the blanket underneath you just props the hips up a little bit more, gives you a little bit of support. Now you may like this pose, you may not like it. I really like it. And I really like the fact that I've got a nice bit of support underneath my hips. So let's exhale, come forward and go into our normal pigeon. So either just stay up on the elbows or you can come down further. I'm just going to stay on my elbows and just keep my head nice and in line with my spine. And release. So push into the hands, come up, tuck the back toes, just come up into downward dog. And we'll take it to the other side. So inhale first, exhale, bring that knee up towards the left knee, up towards the left wrist. Now you might need to just adjust your blanket just slightly so it's underneath those hips. And once you get it in the right position, just look behind you again, check that back leg, and then we'll inhale to come up on our fingertips first. Maybe looking up, that's an option. Hold here just for a few breaths. One more inhale, and then exhale, bring the right forearm down, holding on to that left knee with your right hand. Bring our left fingertips out in front and you can push in to that left hand as you grab hold of that knee to twist. We'll feel quite a little bit more of a stretch in the outer hip. Now inhale back to center. Exhale, just come down on your forearms or down, resting the head all the way down, whatever you would like to do. Coming up nice and slowly, just bring yourself over to your left side so that you can bring that right foot in front. You can take the blanket away now. So let's do another seated twist. So let's just extend our left leg while we take the right foot over. And you can stay here, flex the left foot, take the right hand behind, inhale, the left hand up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, just come round and grab hold of that right knee and just bring that right knee towards the chest. Inhale to extend, exhale. Maybe you might twist and look behind towards the back of the mat. Then inhale back to center, hands come up, exhale, bring the hands down, switch legs. So right leg is straight, foot is flexed, the left leg comes over the top. So just make sure you're sitting up nice and upright. Take the left fingertips behind you or left hand behind you. Inhale up first. And exhale, twisting and grabbing hold of that left knee with your right hand. So again, inhale to extend. Exhale, taking it that little bit further. You may look behind to the back of the mat, you may not. Just where you need to be. Inhale, bring that hand back up. Exhale, bring it down. Stretch out both feet. We're just going to do a forward fold to begin with. So just take out the fleshy parts from your bottom, and we're just going to have both our feet flexed. Inhale, the hands up. And exhale, just bringing yourself down to a nice fold. Now you may just be here, that's fine, but I really want you to concentrate on keeping the spine straight, just to begin with. So if it's just here, stay here. You might be able to take hold of your feet or your toes, but just keeping yourself fairly active and straight at the moment. And then we'll go into a more passive fold. And then this time, inhale, come up, and exhale, and inhale the hands up. Exhale, this time allow yourself to just use the upper part of your body to just let everything relax into it. So you can release the feet. You can allow the spine to round this time. So this is more of a passive fold. So we're kind of using our upper body weight as a lever to release the lower back. And we're going to use our breath as well. So as you exhale, allow yourself to soften so that you can go slightly deeper into the pose. If this is too much and you need to have your knees bent, please just bring the knees up and just allow your head to rest on the knees. So just do what is best for you. But we're just allowing ourselves to be fairly relaxed, not holding on to anything, using the breath to get a little bit deeper into the fold. Allowing the head to hang a little bit heavy. Releasing our arms. And then slowly with your next inhale, just come up
And just take the hands behind and bring yourself down onto your backs. Take your knees into your chest. And cross one ankle over the top of the other and just give yourselves a little up and down motion, rocking motion. So very, very subtle. So we're not going round and round, we're not going side to side, we're going up and down. And from here, take the feet side by side, take the hands out to the side and just wiggle your hips over to the right side so that the knees can drop over to the left, ending with a spinal twist. So you can either put the left hand on top of the knees to deepen the twist, or you can keep the left hand out to the side. So wherever you are, just looking, taking your gaze to the opposite way the knees are going, but trying to keep that left shoulder grounded to the mat. So we sort of like want it to be twisting from the middle part of our spine. We want both our shoulders to be grounded, if that's possible. You may find you have one slightly up, but just try to get it as close to the mat as possible. Nice deep breaths as you are in this pose. Then using your core to come back up if you can. Just wiggle, bring the feet down and wiggle the hips back to center. Cross those ankles again, but this time have the other ankle on top. Hold on to the knees and just rock up and down again. And then take the feet side by side, stretch the arms out to the side, just wiggle the hips a little bit to the left as you drop those knees down to the right. Now again, try to have both those shoulders grounded, so the left might come up slightly, so just wiggle the shoulders, and if you'd like to put a bit of pressure on the top of the knees, just take that right hand to do so. When you get settled, look your gaze to the left. And then take the hand off the knee if you had it on top. Use the cord to bring the knees back to center. And then we're just going to take ourselves into Shavasana now. So you can use your blanket if you like underneath your knees. So just get yourself nice and settled. Spread yourself out on your mat. Allow any breathing that you've been using during the practice. Just come back to your natural breath now. Have the eyes closed. And just allow yourself to be rested, sink into your mat, and
Acknowledge that you have taken this time for you to grow in your yoga practice, and thank yourself for doing that. Now, if you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, please just stay on your mat and just stay rested for as long as you can. But if you'd like to come out of your Shavasana, come with me by wiggling your fingers and your toes first. Creating movement back into the body. And stretching the hands above the head. Giving yourself a full body stretch. Then just take yourself over to one side. Just feeling grounded here. Just allowing yourself to come back to the present moment. And just pushing into that hand to help you come up. Keeping the eyes closed just for now. And coming back up to that comfortable seated position. And just taking our hands in front of our heart. And just acknowledging ourselves today and allowing us to enjoy this growth we are gaining together as we do our practice. And I just want to say thank you again for joining me. Namaste. So there were a few challenges in that practice. Please don't feel that you have to do the more advanced postures, just skip them. But I hope you enjoyed that full body flow with a little bit of a twist. Till next time, bye.